Okay. Jumping into the game, we have LeBlanc versus Sylas. This is a sought after replay that people have been asking me about recently. It's a matchup that you will encounter in high elo pretty often. I think Cap's playing it at Worlds, and in general the champion's quite decent, and Malphite's are commonly picked top laner. Champions like Shen, so many impactful champions with impactful ultimates in the game. That's why Sylas gets picked a lot. So hopefully this can help you somewhat deal with Sylas. By seeing how I played against it, what strategies I used to beat it. So a couple of things to start off. We have LeBlanc versus Sylas, yes, but we have LeBlanc versus Nidalee Sylas, double AP. Probably looking for Merc Treads in this game. If I don't go Merc Treads, I will at least get some form of magic resist if the game gets tough. Good. It's fortunate for me that I have an AD jungler in Kayn. Really, really good gank setup with Kayn. Sylas is melee, and Kayn will definitely want to go red form this game. We've got a whole bunch of damage. So looking at my team comp versus their team comp, if I can sort of control mid lane and ensure that I don't feed the Sylas, then I can... I've got so much damage in my team already that I don't need to 1v9 this game. So with that in mind, I've started the Cull, attack speed runes, standard LeBlanc runes. I believe I went sudden impact. I don't know why I scrolled across like that. I've got electrocute, sudden impact. I think I've got zombie ward maybe. CSC Manflow Transcendence with attack speed rune and Cull. Cull I like together with Doran's Ring, makes it really, really easy to CS. A little bit of AD plus the Doran's Ring passive of executing minions. It makes it really, really good to CS with. You see here that I'm somewhat slow pushing the wave in. I went for an auto trade. I auto, fake, step back, and then W onto him. Now, here I noticed that the Nidalee is invading my Kayn. Make sure you're going to respond to jungle invades like this. But when I start to step back, now don't W straight away. She has flash, right? She has flash. She flashes your W, she could then, she could possibly live. Her team can catch up or something. She was dead there 100%, but I didn't want to have to flash myself. So hold your W for a second, see if she's going to flash. Usually you Q first, and then they might flash immediately. Then you can W to where they flash. It's very simple. I ignited. I kind of stopped up there. Probably didn't need to ignite, but I ignited because I wasn't sure if she got level 3 and actually got the camp. If she did, she would have had her heal. So yeah, I might have lost a couple of minions of XP, but what did I gain? I helped my jungler. Well, I kind of wanted the kill and the buffs, and that's the potential game that I could have got. Kill and buffs would just pretty much end this lane right here. Because yes, Sylas can be a pain to deal with, but if you get a lead, you can do pretty well as the Sylas. You see here the slow push. Now, given that Nidalee had tried to just cheese Kayn, I wasn't sure what she was going to do. I know that we kind of have to give top grab. I don't want to contest top grab because Jax has prior on the Aatrox right now. He's shoving in the lane, and I've seen that. So I pinged danger. Sorry, Aatrox. Yep. Aatrox pings MIA on the Jax. Jax is hiding in the top bush. Aatrox doesn't know if he's recalled or not. I ping MIA on the Nidalee. I'm like, ooh, she might try to cheese the bot scuttle. We should be able to secure that. I pinged Leona to tell her to come straight to the bot scuttle. And yeah, we trade scuttles. The top laner has prior. We have prior in the bot and mid lane. So we're able to get the bot scuttle. It's fine. Overall good for us. And we see Nidalee gank top. Nidalee is applying a lot of pressure top lane because, at the moment, topside meta, if you set one top laner behind right now, it makes it really, really tough. And actually, my top laner's mental in this game, diamond game, my top laner's mental was really bad. Now, I W in there because I see Kayn. I told Kayn to take her Raptors, and then I pinged to the Kayn, like basically to set up the gank in advance. So I went in, and usually that would actually be a favorable trade for the Sylas, that he can turn around to me. He jumps into me, I chain him, bang, so Kayn comes over the wall. It's easy stuff, guys. Just, if you see your jungler near, ping the gank. This was a really, really, really greedy recall by me, and it stuffed me up. I probably could have got a very nice recall, bought the items I needed. Probably saw my typical first back. I saw it in a Korean Challenger VOD. when I have Cull is Doran's Ring, Dark Seal, refillable, I think. It just gives you like the necessary sustain and ability to CS for the next, 5 minutes or so. So you can get to your. Then I usually get Sork Shoes. The Sork Shoes make the ability for you to weave autos in and out. Like, and just manipulate the waves really, really, really good and roam with your jungler. So you're using wave manipulation primarily over like straight trading power, because you're not actually looking to brute force Sylas. The Sylas is a pick that, his health bar is larger than it looks. When he W's, when he's under 40% health or 30% health, he gains a ridiculous amount back, balanced champion, whatever. So you don't want to just straight brute force the Sylas, because it is a tougher champion to kill than it looks. That's why people consider it a counter to LeBlanc. With a jungler that camps you, yeah, it's very easy to deal with, but that doesn't happen every game. Now I ping the gank. Turns out it's warded. Now I'm but it's fine, to be honest. We still chunk the Sylas, and Sylas kind of still has to respect the Kayn, because he doesn't know if the Kayn's going to come over the wall. And I thought I'd, try and get a gank in before I reset. So you try and when you reset, don't walk all the way back to your tower, because you got to be efficient with your time, efficient with your resets, right? But the reset that I took before was very, very greedy. Try to at least make sure that it's in fog of war, like go to a side bush or a little bit further back. Why am I standing still here? I don't know. Make sure it's in fog of war so your recall doesn't get interrupted, because if it does, it's really, really bad. So recall timings, base timings are really, really important for playing in high elo, and it's actually a way that most mid laners will gain a lead over the other by better wave manipulation. Now you see here, deliberate hitting of the minions. You have to have an idea in mind. Every single click has to be deliberate. You have to know exactly what you're doing. I'm not looking to just plainly shove in at just a normal sized wave. I want to slow push into the Sylas. Generate a big enough wave so I can roam bot or invade with my jungler, so on and so forth. And my jungler started invading a little bit early, because people have ADHD and they just can't resist. And he had a shutdown on him, I think, at the time. But he is pretty strong, I will say, at this point. So he gets a kill, and he's getting form. Now, it's bad that he gets a shutdown to the Jhin, but on the other hand, my bot is kind of steamrolling them already. So now, typing here, I think to him, I'm like, just chill. I know you're getting form, but this game is like pretty solid already. And my Aatrox is kind of mental booming. I'm like, I know you're getting a lot of pressure from the Nidalee top side, but you're doing good. You traded a kill onto her, even though she pressured you. You're doing good, bro. Now, again, you see the ability of the Sylas to trade onto you. Don't let him get the trade for free, but that's it. Just trade back like that, and then walk away. If you try to extend it anymore, he just completely destroys you. It's just how it works. Now, I'm going to transition the slow push into a freeze. Sylas doesn't have flash. I know this. We timed it. So I'm like to my jungler, okay, we can, Sylas pops up again. We kill him. It's that simple, right? He's got no flash. This is like especially Kayn with blue smite. It's just so easy, and it's another source of form for him to get. I was not happy that Jhin got that kill, but my Kai's ended up getting it. Now I go for a trade here, miss my chain, whatever. I pot down a bit. I'm just gonna get out traded a little bit, but it's fine. I was kind of going for that trade, hoping that my jungler would come mid. Said he went top, and my top laner died. Top laner was pretty upset with Kayn. That's fine. You still, just because something bad happens doesn't mean that you shouldn't have executed the plan. If your jungler's nearby and the enemy laner has no flash, you trade with them to get them low, prepare them for the jungler to come and just clean them up. And you'll see that happen later on, like successfully. Okay, CSing under tower, don't be afraid to use your Q, your order. So remember, early on, it's for the casters, it's turret shot plus auto. So a turret shot plus 2 autos, which means you can turret shot plus auto Q, or generally you might auto, then turret shot hits, then you Q, and then so you can time it that way, and then it starts going for the next minion, and then your Q's on cooldown, but then you'll auto turret shot E. So that's what I did there, just a little pattern of CSing under tower. You gotta go into practice school and practice it, make sure you can do it. You'll see how stuff I might CS. I miss a few CS that I shouldn't here, but grabbing all those CS that you can when you're shoved in is really, really important. Making sure that you get to your item power spikes, because sometimes it is the difference that, you know, you might be 100 gold short or 200 gold short, and that means you need to stay on the map for an extra 30 seconds to go kill another camp. There you go, got all those CS. And because you need to stay that 30 seconds, you're not prepared for Dragon or Baron, like with a key item power spike. So there's always improvements to be made in every game. Now I'm just moving down here, just making sure Sylas doesn't try and mess around with my team, so we secure the dragon. Now my top lane is kind of having a mental breakdown. He's like, oh my god, Nidalee top again, what the fuck's going on? Someone help me please. I'm like, bro, chill, you know, our bot lane's winning. I'm doing pretty well to like neutralize the Sylas, keep him under wraps. And look at this, bang. Just chunk him, ignite early. Always make sure you ignite early. If you ignite the Sylas before he gets his W off, it halves his W heal. This is very, very important. When your jungler comes in for the gank, if your chain hits, ignite. Because, especially like in a situation like that, Sylas thought he had the backup of his team, right? So he probably didn't flash my chain straight away. He's like trying to bait us into a 3v2, but Kayn obviously can go untargetable. Me, I'm going to push it, dish out my damage and go back to safety. So that was a really, really easy 2v3 for us to play. Now, as soon as the chain is connected, ignite him, because he's obviously going to W my Kayn. Halve his healing. And I baited him in here again. He stopped my recall once. He thought he could do it again. Bang. That probably could have been another kill if he hit the knock up. Possibly. Now, I'm looking for a greedy recall. But then I'm like, okay, I'm not gonna actually go for the recall. Why I did that is because I didn't want him to freeze. I needed a bit more gold. I checked my inventory, checked my items, and I'm like, okay, I actually need a bit more gold. But if I base run in front of him, and if I actually complete my base, that would be a really, really good base for me. So he can't let that happen. So he has to shove. And because he has to shove, I then choose to stay. So it's just a mind game thing there. And because of that, I catch all the CS. I think it's here where you'll see as the CS comes into tower, I walk it to the side. See that? He would have got the tower shot a little bit earlier. Had I not walked to the side, I might have missed that CS. But because I walked to the side a bit, I had time to weave in 2 autos instead of 1. Just little things like that, guys. Kite the CS to the side as they're coming into the tower. Now, we've still got the game plan. We've neutralized the Sylas pick to a large degree. Now you see him on the map, I don't know this, but you see him on the map, he's running out of base straight to bot lane. He knows my bot lane is pressuring his bot lane a lot, so he can look for a fight. It's actually not a bad idea. This guy, as a Sylas, is apparently a smurf, so he's like, oh shit, I'm not achieving anything in the mid lane, I've got to try and make something happen in bot lane. Just so happened that my Kayn was bot lane as well, countered it 3v3, get wrecked. Like, just didn't work out. I drop a ward there, try and spot Nidalee, see if she's coming down. We see her in mid, but you know, you drop wards in spot like that. We've got a pink in her jungle. Take her camp. Nid's pretty tilted at this stage. You can sort of just tell. She's her and the Sylas are just trying to make things happen. She's not playing around her bot lane at all. And she went to help top earlier, but my top is still winning. He's doing really well. So yeah, she put the rift down, got a couple plates, and I'm kind of glad she did because she's going to be useless later, to be honest. And Sylas didn't get those plates. Now I'm level 11, Sylas is level 10. This is Fleet Footwork Sylas. This guy is apparently smurfing. I didn't do anything that special this game, but if you notice the early level, I didn't really interact much with the Sylas. You know, like first couple levels, yeah, I've got a range advantage. He's melee, I'm ranged. But I just slowly pushed in the wave, just slow push the wave in, use my minions. If he had ever jumped into my minions, he would just tank them and die, right? I rotated when I saw my jungler getting invaded because I've got prio. I've got built up, you know, I'm building up a wave. My bot lane had prios, perfect time for me to collapse on the Nidalee. That was a really, really, I think, poor choice of invade. Like it could have worked, but her bot lane was nowhere near. So I've just neutralized this Sylas pick by slow pushing. and I was sitting on the cull, and the cull was paying a lot of dividends. And a lot of time when I was, in lane, and things were happening top side and bot side, and I was like, oh shit. Usually you might be like pressured and think, oh, I need to make things happen. I'm not beating my lane. I'm not getting an edge. I'm not winning for my team. But actually, sitting on the cull means that you are winning for your team just by CSing those minions, keeping the Sylas neutralized while your team is already winning. So this was a game where my team was already winning, partially because of me, because I worked with my jungler. We won mid lane. We won. We beat the enemy jungler, but my bot lane's already winning. Now, obviously, I don't just play out every champion select. This was a champion select that I thought was somewhat favorable for us. Now, I believe I pinged assistance for the Kayn to come. So I'm just messing around with the Sylas, baiting him towards the Kayn pretty much. Now watch here. Chain, ignite. See that? As soon as I land the chain and I know that it's tethered and he's committed 100% to me, I ignite him so that when he uses his W, it's just guaranteed that he won't be able to heal and outplay or do anything fancy. My jungler just comes in, sweeps up the kill. I'm not tempted to stand close and try KS the kill. Just give it to your jungler. Don't give a shutdown. Don't give like a trade kill. I don't want to trade a kill. I just want Sylas to die and lose CS. I kind of didn't like that the Aatrox ran bot when I would have preferred to take that bot wave, but you can't have everything. Now this was me getting a little bit impatient. I thought that we should have been making things happen a little bit faster than they were. So I was like trying to encourage my team to like move along. Let's win the game. Like, we're very strong. Can we not fuck around, please? We got Jhin ult. I got the Guardian. I know that the Jin's flash is down. Leona and Aatrox finally decide to show up. And I mean, I just use, dash in, dash out, dash in, dash out. Eventually, we get the kills. We make it count. And then after that, go back to the minion wave. Now, I was about to back here, and then I'm like, okay, wait. We just killed 3 of them, actually. I just hit tab, and I'm like, oh, wait, 3 of them are dead. Why would I not just... I've got enough mana for a W coming up. I should be able to CS this next wave and get my recall in. Didn't even get that cannon, but, what can you do? Rest in peace. Now, 17 minutes, 143 CS, 2 kills, 3 assists. I've got Dark Seal value as well. This is... It's a decent game. 8 CS per minute on LeBlanc is pretty decent. And I just finished my cull, got a decent gold power spike. I went for the Oblivion Orb. It's pretty decent item. They've got a bunch of healing on their team. Not the most, but they've got Nidalee heal. They got Conqueror. They got Fleet. They got Sylas heal. They got a Fleet on the Jhin. So I was like, and every other champion runs Ravenous Hunter or has some kind of healing these days. So getting the Oblivion Orb, even if I don't get the Morello right now, but at least getting the Oblivion Orb, it just so happened that the gold I had, it was the best item purchase. So I'm relatively ahead of the Sylas, and the Nidalee is quite weak. You see here, like, even she lands a spear onto me. She does a bit of damage, but I'm like, okay, whatever. Like, I've got magic resistant runes. It's probably enough at this stage. She's not going to one-shot me from full with the Oblivion Orb HP, right? Because I've got a bit more HP from the Oblivion Orb. It's unlikely I get one-shot, so that's why I went for the Stalk Shoes earlier on, because I could see that the game was going well. And yeah, she just mental boomed. The game was over at this stage. So the game was looking pretty over for them. We got 2 dragons, we're up a lot of kills, 10k gold at this stage, and Nidalee's like just mental boomed. Because she pretty much spent all game helping top side, and top still lost. So when that happens as a jungler, it's pretty depressing. But what did I do in the game? Did I do anything stand out? Did I any fancy combos, insane micro? Not really. I mean, I just tried to CS as well as I could. Missed a few, but got most of them. And helped my jungler secure dragons, played around my jungler, helped him when he got invaded, had the awareness to do so. slow pushed into the Sylas, neutralized his pick. Didn't do anything fancy to force sort of the matchup. Like, I took a lower variance route. And there will be a lot of games. There will be a lot of games where that happens. So if your team is winning, or even like, half the map is winning, and your jungler's doing